Monday's the big eclipse, right? And so through most of the area around here, it's like 85%.
Yeah, it's not total, but it's a good bit of it. It's going to be
good
different.
enough that there are some schools have closed.
Well, yeah, trying to protect the eyes of the little ones.
Yeah, I would think, wouldn't they be inside? So anyway, that's just a thought of mine. It's just my thought, my own personal opinion. Anyway, I was reading that Burger King's giving away Whoppers. I thought, I haven't had a Whopper in forever. And then I looked a little bit closer, and you have to have the app and be a Royal Perk member to get a free Whopper.
Yeah, but you don't pay into it, so that's a good thing.
What do you mean?
Anyway.
You don't pay into it? Isn't a Royal Perk a reward?
It is, but you don't have to pay to be part of it. You know how I know?
You have one?
I got the app.
So are you a Royal Perk member?
Of course. Just joining it. Yeah.
Just joining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just joining makes you a Royal Perk member.
Yes.
And Scott is one, evidently.
I sure am. I love a good Whopper.
What makes you a Royal Perk member?
Just signing up.
Just getting the app?
Just getting the app.
Yeah.
Because Burger King, so you're already royalty, I suppose.
Really?
When you go to Burger King. I mean, you can walk in and ask for one of those crowns.
Yeah, but come on, they're paper crowns.
I know, but I used
I
to work
love
there
those.
and I wore one.
Wait a minute.
That was one of my first jobs. Was
Wait.
it my first job? It was my first job.
Liz
No,
Riles
a second.
worked at Burger King.
I had the polyester outfit and everything. It was nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
And
I
I
don't
worked-
know why.
Yeah, I worked there with my best friend. I even have a picture of us from back in the day with our uniforms on and our visors that we used to have to wear. And I got in trouble all the time for my earrings.
Yeah, you still do.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you saw this, but recently going around on feeds is about human interaction. And apparently, most people can last about 3 days without connecting with anybody. And then it's like, I need some kind of human interaction here. I don't want to be alone.
Oh, that makes me just like kind of anxious to think about 3 days without human interaction for me.
I'm an introverted kind of guy. You know, and in some instances, like if I'm home, if I'm at a church function, if I'm with my family, and there's people I don't know, I'm very introverted.
That
If
is
there
so
are people I
surprising.
know, then I'm extroverted because I know everybody.
That surprises me so much.
That I'm an introvert?
Yes.
Most of the time I'm introverted.
Oh my goodness.
And so before I met my wife, I would want to be around people. I go to restaurants and stuff and I'm by myself and, you know, I'm not talking to anybody. I just wanted to be around people, but I was still alone.
And you're okay with that, like
No,
eating by yourself?
no.
Yeah,
I hate
okay.
it.
Okay, me too.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not into that.
In fact, I'd be looking at other tables like, can I sit with y'all?
So we had a new person at the church that I go to that just joined the team, I'd say at the latter part of last year. And so I went out to lunch with Matt, and Matt says, you know, I'm living in this one area, and I'm trying to connect, so I'm joining some sport leagues. And I finally got into, he said, don't laugh, a kickball league.
Oh, an adult kickball
Yes, adult kickball league,
Oh,
which I
that's
thought,
fun.
that is pretty cool. Throwback to the childhood, right? And so he's on this league, and this is how he's meeting some people outside of where he is in church life.
And I also think joining, you know, you can join the YMCA or a gym, but that's going to be all kinds of different people. Somebody that joins a kickball team
Right?
is going to be people, I think, that are kind of like him. You know, they're carefree. Because I feel like if you're playing kickball,
Yeah.
you have a childlike
You
spirit.
can be, yeah.
So I think he made a good choice.
Yeah, and especially in his case because he's in church life, so surrounded by church people, and a part of his title is evangelism. And how can you be evangelistic if you're just around a bunch of people that think like you all the time?
Yeah, you got to get out there and meet all kinds of people.
Right? So that's a way to do it.
Well, I love that. And he sounds like the kind of person that would not be able to go 3 days without human
Well,
interaction.
and even Ninja said she can't go days without being around people.
I can last maybe 1 day by myself, and
What-
then I'm like, help!
What starts to happen? Like, what's the feeling that starts to creep in?
Helplessness. The walls are closing in.
Really?
Darkness surrounds me.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can absolutely see, like almost you start feeling like, does anybody like me? Yeah, if you don't have that interaction.
This is through the My HISRadio app.
Y'all were talking about interacting and being around people. If I can text and talk to people through Messenger, that way I can go a few days without seeing somebody, but not just being by myself with no interaction. Now, I couldn't do that for more than a day or so.
I get that. At least you're talking to somebody somehow, some way through a message, right?
Yeah. I'd have to make a phone call, I think, rather than a text. But Joey, my husband, has been working a lot lately and working till late at night. And the boys are at work. And so I've been spending a little more time alone. So I've called my daughter and I've hung out with friends because I can't do that.
Well, she went, what was it, 9 hours to the movies last week?
Yes, with a friend, though. So I was in physical contact with
Right,
somebody.
yeah.
I can't. Gotta have the peoples.
She needs the people's.
Gotta have the peoples.
How in the world do you connect? Because they're saying some people just can't go 3 days without seeing somebody.
That physically hurts. 3 days without seeing
Yeah.
me. But I know that there are many people that's fine. Like, it's no big deal.
I can do that most of my day because I start my day really early. I'm not going to say what it is. It's ridiculous how early I wake up. But a lot of those hours are by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm very productive by myself. And then I don't see people. I'm up about 3 hours before I see the first person.
Well, and I think in an office situation, you almost have to be, at least certain people have to be by themselves, or it's chatty Cathy all day, you know. I know I would be. So I get
Would
that.
be?
What?
Would be?
What you saying, sir?
Would be?
Good morning. Y'all were talking about this morning how you communicate with people, and me and my sister-in-law and my friend, we have discovered this app called Marco Polo, and it's an app that you can send videos back and forth to each other, and you can watch it like at your own convenience, so you don't have to respond immediately. It is such a great way to keep in touch with someone, especially if they are long distance. So y'all should check it out.
I have it.
You have it?
I have Marco Polo for, I feel like 4 or 5 years. It's been around for a while. Marco Polo?
Never heard of it.
I used to, so I've been doing this for a minute now. 35 years this year I've been doing radio.
Oh, yes.
And so I have a lot of friends from the artists that we play, and most of the artists I connect with on Marco Polo. It's the coolest thing. Big Daddy Weave, Mike Weaver, he is a nut about Marco Polo. He loves it. And so
weird.
he was the first person out of nowhere. I went, oh, look at this app. And I downloaded it. And immediately there's Mike.
Oh, my goodness.
He's right on it. He communicates with that thing all the time.
Okay, I'm going to have to check it out. Well,
It's cool because it's not a FaceTime, but it's almost like a FaceTime because you record your thing with a video, and then when you hit send, it's sitting there waiting. So sometimes you can respond back immediately the next day, 5 days down the road. It's kind of cool.
So kind of when you're in the mood for it, because you're not always in the mood for people.
No.
Not always. So you can connect when you want to. Well, Christy said, look, she would be one of those people that only went on Marco Polo every 4 or 5 days. She said, I literally could go 4 or 5 days
Without people?
Without interaction from human beings. Absolutely.
I get that.
Jonathan texted and said, look, God definitely wired us to crave connections with others. It's not going to look the same for everybody. And I like what he said here. Introverts want connection, but only with familiarity or on their own terms. And extroverts take it however they can get it.
Yeah.
150%.
Yeah, because most of the time, and Liz is like, no, you're not, but I'm pretty introverted.
It does not.
You should see me at
like
church. I'm very introverted. When
At
I'm in a room of a lot of people that I don't, because we got a lot of people at our church, with a lot of people I don't know, I'm pretty introverted. I look like I'm into myself or something like that. And it's funny because when I'm introverted, I'm intimidating for some reason. I get a lot of that. You're an intimidating person.
I can see because, depending on somebody in my life has the same thing. Always there's a look. It's not really a look. It's just the way you're taking in whatever, the sermon or whatever. And it feels like, well, he must be mad. I have somebody else in my life like that. I won't say who.
Me?
No,
Who?
somebody else.
Okay.
Someone that I'm closely connected with.
Is his name Joey?
It could be.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Here's an open mic that came in not too long ago through the My HISRadio app.
So the question is, where would we like to go on vacation?
Unfortunately, we've never really had a vacation, only like a 2 or 3 day getaway. But my aunt and her sisters, they have went to a beautiful place that I've seen pictures of, which is Wyoming. So that is where we would love to go on vacation and just ride the Mustangs in the wind.
Oh, that sounds so beautiful for a vacation. Wyoming. Mustangs in the wind. And we're talking the horses, not the car. I get on my cowboy hat.
Yeah, you would.
Take off. Oh, that would be so
Sing
good.
around a campfire.
I hope that you get registered for Vacay Your Way and win that trip that you would love to go on to Wyoming. Because somebody is with Vacay Your Way.
Yeah, and never to have a vacation ever before and be able to go to Wyoming and do that. That's amazing.
I want to go.
I know, right? Maybe she'll take you as
Take
part of the family.
Take my family with you, would you please?
So here's how you can get Vacay Your Way, because it's happening and in less than 3 weeks. Tuesday, April 23rd. That's the first day of our spring fundraiser, and we're giving away that Vacay Your Way. Your family has the opportunity to grab it. Here's how you get in on it. Text the word vacay to 800-447-7234. We'll send you a link right back.
Go online to hisradio.com. You can tap on Vacay Your Way right there or through the My His Radio app, but do it today. Vacay Your Way.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio. I don't know if you heard about this. Sorry, I'm laughing.
I know.
But I don't know if you heard about this, but there was, I guess it was an international flight because they're going to Germany from San Francisco. An hour into the flight, somebody really had to go bad. I'm sorry. That it clogged up the toilet. It overflowed, and they had to turn the plane around and land it and get everybody else on another plane.
So I don't know if you've ever been in the potty on an airplane, but when you flush, it's like, I mean, it huge, like big.
Oh,
It
listen.
gets everything
if you
gone.
accidentally put your foot in there, you're gone.
You're gone.
Because it sucks it out fast.
So my husband and I were talking about this last night, like, dude, what happened? All I can think of, his wife just sitting there. She's got her little peanuts.
Well,
she's got her.
Do we know who did it?
No, but in my head I do. And she's going through her book. He comes back, look on his face, and she says, "What did you do?"
Right?
Here goes the plane circling, going back.
There must have been a smell. You have to. How can you not laugh at this?
If they had to turn a plane around that was headed to San Francisco from Germany, this is a long flight.
Yeah.
And they decided this is so bad. We
got to turn back around.
What did you do?
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So I'm going to spell a name of a popular fast food chain.
Okay.
And I want to see if you know what I'm spelling. Okay, listen real close. Scott, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Bojagnles. What did I just spell?
Wait a minute. My mind is...
Bojagnles. What did I just
Is it
spell?
Bojangles?
Yeah, Bojangles.
Bojangles.
But you didn't spell...
Wait a minute. Hold on. What'd you say, Scott?
Bojangles.
He caught it. He caught it.
Yeah.
They're in the triangle in the city of Nightdale.
They actually spelled it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the side, the G and the N are reversed. So it's like, how did Scott say it?
Bojangles. Bojangles.
Bojangles. Bojangles.
I like the Bojangles.
Do they sell the same stuff?
Yeah.
They got a Bowberry biscuit?
It was one. It's the sign, the one that lights that they put on the brick of the building itself. It's spelled completely wrong.
Are they going to leave it that way or are they going to fix it?
How you would think they would fix
Leave
it.
that way.
I think it's funny if they would just leave it.
I think they should.
Are we going to Bojangles? No. We're going to Bojangles.
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 Bojangles. It's something like that. And they're having a lot of fun with it, which I
course.
love that. I know it probably is embarrassing at first. It's like, how do we do this? Whatever the company was that brought the sign, and they brought it spelt like that.
Okay, there's no autocorrect on the side of a building.
Not like that.
No. Somebody should have caught it.
You would think.
But I'm so glad they didn't.
But, they should go. I like Scott's idea. They should just stick with it.
Yes.
And so everything, like the packaging that they put all the bow rounds and everything else that they sell in there, it should be that. The bag should have it spelt wrong. Everything. Just go with it.
Yeah, and even what they sell, row bounds instead of bow rounds.
Listen, people will talk about this every time they go.
They would.
They would flock to if Bojangles, this is free advice to the Bojangle corporate. This is free advice. Stay with it. Stick with it.
And if you do, then you got to pay us in row bounds.
Yes.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Sean will tell you firsthand, Kathy is just the best wife ever. He firmly believes that. As a matter of fact, he's doing something in honor of his wife. His wife, who was a chef, loved to feed people, had gallbladder cancer, and she's no longer with us. And so here's what Sean is doing right now. He is single-handedly in Oklahoma spending tens of thousands of dollars to wipe out school lunch debt.
Yeah, but he did it in her honor because he said, at the funeral, don't bring flowers. In lieu of flowers, I want you to donate to this GoFundMe page. And so they did. People went on this GoFundMe page and they gave and they gave and they gave. And he's trying to wipe out that school debt. So far, $70,000.
Isn't that wild? 20 schools benefited from this so far.
Think of all the kids and the families that affected. Once you get behind on something, oh my goodness, just that stress and it's on your shoulders and you're in that debt and you need to pay it. The kids having to eat a cheese sandwich at some schools. And so he was able to, in honor of his wife, wipe it all away.
Such a beautiful thing.
It is.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
This is His Radio. Here's an open mic for the My HISRadio app.
I started listening about 2 or 3 years ago in college. Just wanted to change what I listened to because I was going through a sea of doubt about the Lord, and I don't feel lovable. I don't feel worth. When I first heard all these songs, I was like, man, it keeps me grounded because sometimes you can forget the truth when you're wrapped up in everything, and I'm thankful I found out about it when I did. His radio, thank you for playing those songs of Jesus and love, because there's people like me that need to be reminded constantly, and that constant reminder it means everything.
I don't know if that resonates with you. Not feeling loved and not having worth, and then you hear these songs and some encouragement through his radio, and God just happens to use it to remind you that you are worth it, to remind you that you have value, and to remind you that you are loved by the creator of the universe who breathed the very life into your lungs. How amazing is that? I'm grateful that people like you make that possible for somebody just like what we heard who said, man, I'm glad I found it because I know that there's value and worth in my life because God loves me. Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah, and she said, she knows the truth, but sometimes life can just pile some things on top of you and you lose that focus and you're just beat down, you're just exhausted by life, and it's easy to turn away and forget. And that's what the songs do. The songs and the message and, maybe laughter in the morning or the afternoon can really just bring you right back to God's got me through all of this. And you have provided that for her and for somebody else, maybe somebody in the car or the cubicle right next to you.
When I think about it, you're literally, because you support His Radio, are the backbone of the ministry of His Radio. This literally would not happen if God's not using you through your giving to reach these people who need hope and encouragement. And you provide that with $30 a month or a $1,000 gift. Listen, coming up in 3 weeks now is our fundraiser. That's how we raise the operational budget for this listener-supported radio station, and your gift is going to make the world of difference. I'm really praying for a huge running start for fundraiser. That means everybody who gives a gift today, all the way up to the first day of fundraiser, goes toward that running start. So would you right now give your gift to support? Text the word give. The word is give. Text it now, give, to 800-447-7234.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Kathy is along with us at 800-447-7234. What's on your mind, Kathy?
My neighbor had a black lab named Sadie. That dog knew the names and colors of all of her toys.
I don't doubt that.
I mean, also 2 labs are very, very smart dogs. But the big thing that threw us off was that she knew the colors, because we had several toys that were the same, but they would be different colors. How she could distinguish red ring from green ring, I have no idea.
Maybe they had different smells. Maybe. Not because of the color, but just in general, and she equated the two. Maybe.
They were the exact same toys, just different colors.
Wow. That's incredible. Dogs are so smart, so intuitive.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
How about some hot dog sparkling water? It's really tasty. Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
Yeah, 7-Eleven has something in a can. They've literally canned what they call hot dog sparkling water.
Yeah, I mean, Scott is all into this. He wants the hot dog sparkling water.
I drink a lot of seltzer water, believe it or not, the lemon lime flavor. That's my go-to. But this one, I don't know, because whenever I think of 7-Eleven and hot dogs, I think of those hot dogs spinning, on that little thing, the little grill, the warmer, and then they get dried out.
It's called
Kinda
roller
gross.
meat. Yeah, and it's the water. So are they taking the water from the roller meat, putting it in the can, and repurposing it? You can even get, and I haven't seen it, I don't know how it works, a ketchup and or mustard infused one.
For real?
It's ketchup and mustard options.
If this thing takes off, can you imagine the food carts that sell the hot dogs? Because they're in water, right? And so, hey, I mean, you could get your hot dog, and they can scoop, and you can have your hot dog water. I mean, infuse it with a ketchup and mustard, as Liz said. I mean, that's an idea.
Well, let's help them, because on the side you just put the spigot. So throughout the day, you just flip the little spigot, and there's the little cup of hot dog water.
That's the noise I think of when I hear water running.